Here's your wrestling news for October 17th, 2022. And we're kicking off today with Bobby Fish, who parted ways with AEW less than a year after signing with the promotion. At the time of his leaving, Fish had tried to get Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly to leave with him and return to WWE, though both men told Fish no. Instead of WWE, Fish would appear for Impact Wrestling, but it may be time for the former NXT superstar to come home. According to Fightful Select, Fish has been backstage during recent NXT live events, with some believing that a return is imminent, and he's not the only ex-superstar spotted. Fightful Select has learned that Bobby Fish and Anthony Green were both backstage at recent NXT live events. Those that we spoke to confirmed the two were still on very good terms with WWE. Anthony Green is better known to fans as August Gray, whose first tenure in WWE was short-lived, as he was hired in 2020 but released in June 2021. Green was actually released before his final match with WWE aired and joked that it was a loser leaves town match, and since being cut, has had over 100 matches, including a match against Fish in AEW. With Triple H rehiring several former stars, it's possible that Fish and Green could be NXT superstars again soon, and in Fish's case, that's exactly what he planned when he left AEW. If you've been watching Raw in recent weeks, you may have noticed that Angelo Dawkins has competed in several singles matches, despite typically being a tag team wrestler. Not only has Dawkins been competing, but he's been picking up wins, and fans can expect that to continue. According to Fightful Select, Dawkins has been impressing the right people backstage, with one source noting how he's improved both with his physique and his in-ring ability. Another source added that it's no accident that Dawkins has been having more singles matches, as he's had more singles matches in the past 4 months than he had between WrestleManias 37 and 38. Even a wrestler from AEW reached out to Fightful to praise Dawkins, saying they believe he's always had the potential to be the bigger star of the Street Profits if given the chance. Whenever fans discuss the Profits breaking up, there's always talks of Montez Ford's in-ring skill and charisma making him a huge megastar, but now Angelo Dawkins is getting his time to shine. Last week, Jojo Offerman was spotted at WWE SmackDown as she watched her partner Bray Wyatt make his return to the Blue brand. With Jojo being at the show, many have speculated on whether she could be next to return to WWE, but that won't be the case. Fightful reported from their Patreon that despite being backstage, Offerman isn't returning. Jojo Offerman was backstage. We haven't heard any info on her possibly rejoining the company as of yet. She was likely visiting with Bray Wyatt. Wyatt cut a very emotional promo during SmackDown in which he thanked fans for their support, but the end of his segment teased that a darker character will soon make their presence felt on TV. There has also been talks of Wyatt starting up a new stable, which some are calling the Wyatt 6, but whatever plans WWE has for Bray, they won't involve Jojo Offerman returning to TV. Last week, there were reports about WWE Day 1, which was scheduled to take place on January 1st, 2023. These reports suggested that WWE could be moving the date of Day 1, but now that doesn't appear to be a problem anymore. WrestleNomics reports that WWE hasn't changed the day of the show, but have scrapped Day 1 altogether, according to several of their own sources. WrestleNomics report says they believe that canceling the show is WWE's way of appeasing their business partner NBC Universal, though it's unclear why they would want the January premium live event canceled. One theory making the rounds online is that WWE and NBC Universal are well aware that January 1st would see them fight a lot of competition for viewers, and that both parties have decided it's simply not worth the struggle. With Day 1 seemingly a thing of the past, that means that WWE won't have a premium live event for a 2-month span between Survivor Series in November 2022 and the 2023 Royal Rumble. Day 1 2023 was scheduled to take place at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, but fans in the area will have to wait longer than planned for their next taste of live WWE action. For the past year, we've heard about wrestlers walking through the forbidden door and appearing for different companies, and WWE has not been immune from this movement. In January, then Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Champion Mickie James appeared in the Women's Royal Rumble, but now a current WWE superstar has appeared for AAA. During last weekend's AAA TripleMania 30 event, Rey Mysterio kicked off the show with a video package congratulating the promotion on their milestone show. It was certainly a shock for fans to see Mysterio appear on the show, as WWE has in the past been against letting their talent bring viewers to any other company. Between Mysterio appearing at TripleMania and Carl Anderson set to compete for New Japan next month, it seems WWE's rules about talent have been laxed somewhat, all part of the new era of the company. We've got some sad news as Humberto Garza, the grandfather of current superstars Humberto Carillo and Angel Garza, has died. As the name suggests, Humberto Garza is how both Humberto and Angel Garza got their names, and it's reported that Garza Sr. died at the age of 35. Like his grandchildren, Garza was a wrestler and competed for EMLL in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s, and on social media, Alberto Del Rio paid tribute and offered his condolences to the WWE tag team. It's always difficult losing a relative, and this is no exception, so we'd like to join Del Rio in offering our condolences to Angel and Humberto, and all those who knew Humberto Garza at this sad time. In 2015, WWE introduced their Women's Revolution and have shifted away from some of the embarrassing ways they once treated female talent. Gone are the days of women fighting in gravy or being forced to wrestle wearing very little clothing, but these matches were for more than just fan satisfaction. Speaking during a recent interview with Wrestle Purists, ex-WWE diva Melina spoke about her time in WWE and how these matches were often a punishment. Our punishment was, hey, here's a lingerie match after you did something extraordinary, or here's a swimsuit match. They would do stuff like that to kind of see what we'd do. It's like, okay, what are they going to throw at us at this point? It turned into like a game. Like, okay, let's see what they're going to have us do now. Of course, it wouldn't be just the female superstars who would do things warranting getting punished, but WWE never had their male wrestlers fight in their swimming shorts or in gravy. After over a decade away, Melina returned to WWE at this year's Royal Rumble, and while we're yet to see another appearance, at least she won't have to worry about these humiliating matches. One person who was able to avoid bikini and mud wrestling matches is Rhea Ripley, and it was reported in June that she was dealing with some kind of brain injury, which was keeping her out of the ring. While Ripley has been a fixture of WWE TV as part of the Judgment Day, she hasn't been wrestling, but that has thankfully changed. During last weekend's WWE live event in Sioux City, Iowa, Ripley had her first match in over 4 months, as the Judgment Day faced AJ Styles, Dolph Ziggler, and Nikki ASH. While Ripley's team was on the losing side, the fact that she was able to wrestle is a big win for the Australian superstar, and we can only hope that she can avoid similar injuries going forward. Before retiring from the ring in 2009, John Bradshaw Layfield was a constant presence on WWE programming, holding several titles during his impressive career. It's been years since JBL was a full-time on-screen character for WWE, but that could all be about to change. PW Insider has learned that there are plans for the former world champion to be at the next several episodes of Raw in some capacity, but there's no word on what he'll be doing. The last time JBL was on WWE TV was in September, when someone in a limo offered to manage Happy Corbin, which is believed to be Bradshaw. Corbin is said to be undergoing an edgier character change, and whatever WWE has planned for JBL, it'll see him regularly appearing on Monday Night Raw going forward. During this week's episode, Omos and MVP appeared on SmackDown and had a brief confrontation with Braun Strowman. The two had interacted when Strowman was appearing on Raw, but now Braun is on Team Blue, and so are the heels. According to a report by PW Insider, Omos and MVP will be appearing regularly on SmackDown moving forward, despite both men still being listed internally as Raw talent. In fact, Omos' most recent match came on this week's Raw, when he scored a 2-on-1 handicap victory over a pair of enhancement talent. In April, Ezekiel made his debut for WWE and has spent his entire run in the company feuding with Kevin Owens. Ezekiel hasn't been seen in months though, as he was laid out by the prizefighter, and we may now never see him back. In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's reported that when Triple H became head of creative in July, one of his very first acts was to drop the Ezekiel character. Mere weeks after the game's rise to the top, Zeke was laid out and has since been removed from WWE's internal roster listing. At the same time as Zeke being dropped from the roster listing, Elias was re-added to the internal roster, which we're sure Owens will use as evidence to his frankly ridiculous claim that the two brothers are the same person. Elias will return on tomorrow's Raw but will appear without his brother, as Ezekiel's time with WWE is seemingly over and not soon enough for the game. Over the past 3 months, WWE has brought back several ex-superstars, undoing some of the mass releases approved by Vince McMahon. One free agent WWE is interested in re-signing is Mia Yim, who finished recently with Impact, and there have been rumblings that WWE could make a play to bring back Keith Lee. Both wrestlers did well in NXT when Triple H was running things, but that doesn't mean fans are thrilled at the idea of their returns. On Twitter, many fans said that they don't want to see Lee come back, with some saying that his physique isn't what they'd call the right fit for WWE. Others had a more positive attitude, saying that Lee is killing it at AEW, and for all the reports of conflict backstage, the former World Tag Team Champion is doing very well. As for Yim, one fan called her decision to sign with Impact over AEW a red flag, though some said she'd boost any division wherever she went. Between AEW not wanting to release talent and WWE trying to get stars back, the landscape of wrestling is already changing, and we'll have to see where both stars are this time next year. The romantic relationship between Alberto Del Rio and Saraya was very controversial among fans and their peers due to the major age gap and possible abuse between the two. Now, the former is giving his thoughts on the latter's new gig with All Elite Wrestling. Del Rio recently appeared on the Racing Show and gave his opinions on his ex-fiancée Saraya joining AEW. He was asked if he would still like to join AEW now that she's there. "That's not up to me. It's just like the WWE, it's their decision. Everybody knows the truth. I already talked about it as well, and I said it. Don't put my name on your lips again, because if you do, I'm going to expose you for what you are. I have no intentions on doing that. I have no intentions of entertaining the internet again. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to do that because we both have a lot of things to lose. She's working. I'm happy that she's working. I'm happy that she moved on with her life, and I do too." Del Rio warned Saraya to keep their dysfunctional relationship out of interviews. He also praised her as being one of the best in the ring. "I'm working for big corporations, good business, I'm doing well. I have no interest in affecting anyone's life, but as I mentioned months ago, if you or your family dare to mess up with me again, I will put all those videos, and no, I am not talking about private or nasty videos. No, the videos of you being you, and all the police reports and all that stuff that is out there, that is real, so just stay where you are. Say, thank you God because you have a fantastic job. Enjoy your moment, enjoy your time, and do what you do best because she is one of the best ones when it comes to performing in the ring, so just leave the past in the past and continue doing what you've been doing the last 3-4 years because I'm doing the same and I want things to stay that way." Del Rio stated that he is open to working with AEW, although he is happy focusing on his company should the opportunity never materialize. "When it comes to the company AEW, if they want to do business with me, I would be more than happy to do it. If they don't, again, I will continue doing what I'm doing right now, producing our show, taking our company to the next level, and work for these major corporations that have given me opportunity to work with them." It's highly unlikely that AEW would even consider picking Del Rio as a talent due to his string of legal issues in the past. Several former couples do work for the same wrestling organizations all the time, but if a relationship has heavy baggage, then it's best to choose the talent with the least amount of controversy. And we're ending with Mustafa Ali, who in January this year announced his desire to leave WWE, saying he could not spread the message he needs to spread as a superstar, which resulted in him spending months off TV. Ali has since returned and appears to be undergoing a new push, as when he recently lost to Bobby Lashley, he refused to tap to the Hurt Lock, earning the respect of the then US champion. It seems like WWE has some more plans for Ali in the works, as during a recent live event, he teamed with Matt Riddle to defeat the Alpha Academy and debuted a brand new look. This new look for Ali sees the former Retribution leader wear trunks instead of tights, complete with matching knee pads and boots. Ali has a very loyal fan base who hope to see the cruiserweight be used more on WWE TV, and perhaps this new attire is a sign of something coming from Mustafa Ali. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.